It is a glorious Wednesday morning. We are in Freedom Square and we're going to head through the old town and go to Kalamaja today. It's supposed to be a bit of a trendy upcoming area, popular with the hipsters, so it'll be interesting to see what it's like around there.
It really is a lovely time of the day to be walking about. I mean, it's 10 AM, there's not a lot of people, but I thought I'd take the time to show you these. I've been looking at them for ages, and so they're basically a way to block the street. And if you look at them, they're doves. That one's eating, and these ones are upright. They also make a good place to sit if it hasn't rained and they're not wet. I think it's pretty cool. Tallinn is definitely a city that likes its coffee. So it's very interesting walking around this side of the city. This is the back part of the palace. And here we have the memorial to Boris Yeltsin. Stairs going up. It looks as though it'd be quite a nice walk one day, and wow, what a magnificent location. Here we've found an underpass, Balti Jam. Not too sure if it's a train station or just across under the road.
It was a station, yeah, because we went to the Bussy Jam, so Jam's a station, and Balti is a delicious Indian meal. So it's time for the map segment. Centre of Tallinn. Kalamaja is up here just to the northwest, which is we're going to go around here. Apparently these streets are really interesting to see. Up at the top here is the Paterai prison fortress, which we're also going to check out, and the sea, what is it, the sea museum or something like that. Yeah, we're not going in, we're just going to check it out. It might be interesting to see. And then coming further across, you've got the Lynn Hall, which is the old town hall built by the Soviets. Apparently big concrete monstrosity, classic Soviet architecture that's all run down since 2009, concrete mess that we're also going to go and look at because we love that brutalist architecture stuff. And then back to the old city.
Where are we now? We are
here.
Oh, and we just
in right by the Balti Jam, which is the railway terminal. So this is where you get the train.
Brilliant, and it's quite cool. They have got WCs marked. Ones that quite happily take you €1 coin. But very goodly, great synopsis. Okay, for me, one of the things that lets Tallinn down, the lack of free toilets. Yes, I know it's only 20 cents, which is pretty cool, but we don't have 20 cents on us.
They take €1 coins, but no change is given. What are you going to do?
I'll just hold on.
There's a kiosk there, you can probably go and buy something.
Just walked to the train station to discover
the Balti Jam the market. Never seen orange mushrooms before.
Ah, orange or yellow? $5.90 a kilo, that's pretty cool. Oh, here have all your lovely red currants and black currants and blueberries. Soup, $3.40 to $4.60. Looks amazing. I mean, I don't know if you can see this, the roof, the ceiling.
There's a bit of clove and manti. Flagman.
Ah, Samsa, I'd read about this. And they've got okroshka, $4.50. Chiburik, Yamanti, plov. Here we have an Uzbek place. Lagman, $7.50. Shurpa, $4.50.
It's just like being back in Tashkent, isn't it? But the prices aren't.
So it turns out it's not just a market, it's a shopping centre through the glass here. Around. So we've walked through the Balti Jam Turg, sort of looking for the flea market. A few stalls here. Tram cafe potentially, I'm thinking. So this looks like a good option to eat at, maybe later. It's a bar Kovik, which I think is like bar and coffee, and it's called Naljan Poder. Terrible pronunciation. But the menu's quite reasonable, and there must be types of drinks. And the food, this is the sort of place we like going to.
I used to have one like this in the 80s.
And I bet you looked rather dashing.
These knees.
A restaurant made out of a train or a tram. Pink's Not Dead there. How cool. It turns out we've accidentally stumbled upon Telliskivi, the technical new startup, you know, hipster area. Yep, a gin distillery. You know, we're here. There's some lovely artwork on the walls, and your tables and chairs, and your trendy cafes, and beautiful old buildings. I love it. Seen a few of these around town now, the selfie shots. I love areas that have their own like veggie and herb garden with your tomatoes, and I'm not too sure if that's like a pumpkin or courgette, and parsley, strawberries, mint, broccoli. Very cool, this area. And look at this beautiful building. What an amazing place to have a cafe. So we've come inside Fotografiska. I think there's like an art display you can pay to go up to. There's a beautiful looking cafe. And I mean, just look at this building. I just love industrial style. Thought for the day.
Filming this?
Yeah.
Don't stop. What do you reckon, Andy? True, isn't it? I know. I'm afraid it's true.
It's one of the food trucks, and it has that all-important sellable point as per the Lonely Planet. It offers Instagrammable fill-ups. Come inside to look at the shops and the artwork and so many interesting things. All perfect for the artist. Well, this is very clever. And if you can see it, reading can seriously damage your ignorance. I think I might take up painting.
I really like the generator statue artwork into the lake. You weren't a fan, were you, mate?
No, I liked it. I was just disappointed I couldn't get a good angle of it.
Where is it? So you can look at yourself.
Ah, therein lies the attraction, Hayley.
Why not, you know? Gotta check yourself out now and again, haven't you? I'm just wandering around and looking at some of the houses in Kalamaja, some of these old style houses. Really interesting. You've got stone gable ends there, and then a wooden house onto it, the wooden frontage. I've never seen anything like that before. I don't know if it's typical from around here, but yeah, interesting.
These places are pretty cool, and there's like tomatoes growing over on that balcony, and I like the style. It's that like modern Scandi mixed with, I don't know, wood and other designs and whatnot. So we've come to the Tallinn Kalamaja Kalmistupark, something like that. Getting so close to the sea, you can just feel that lovely fresh air. So going through the park, there's a lovely towery thing. And Lee's ever so pleased because there's a portaloo, free, because we're not in the tourist zone anymore. A little bit of graffiti, but got the thumbs up. So we just walked through this beautiful park and we're heading up to now what I think is another area that's been, you know, urban regeneration. It's all done up. I think it's Noblesneri, something like that. Noblesner, according to that pylon. Here you've got an old building that's still needing a bit of work, but oh my word, can you see through there? The peak of blue? Baltic Sea. So we're not going to go this way for now, but we're heading round because Lee thinks that this is the seaplane place through there. But first of all, we're going to see how close we can get to the water.
Come down to Noblesna, which originally it was a port for submarines. In 1914 they built submarines here, and it was to protect the entrance into St. Petersburg, the harbour around there. It's going to get renovated now. There's some things that have gone up already, and I think they've got huge plans for the area, so it's going to be very up and coming. And then just in this direction we've got a load of ships, and the Seaplane Harbour is just behind there, but I think we can sort of have a look around and check out some of the ships without going into the Seaplane Harbour and paying the €16.
It's quite cool wandering around here. This was a minesweeper, and here we have a boat from the Estonian border guard, and loads more up this way. Then we have the sea. Oh, it looks so pretty. Telling me to come up, but no, I just might have a sit down. Maybe one or two sneaky biscuits while he's otherwise occupied.
I'm going to play with the guns.
Oh, he's going to play with the guns. Oh dear. Oh, those guns. Oh. Certainly hope they've been disarmed.
Come around to the Seaplane Harbour now, which is the bond lair, and it's quite impressive actually. I can imagine the doors opening and the seaplanes coming out and stuff like that. Pretty cool. You can pay to go in. It's €16 I think, and there might be some good displays in there, but there's quite a few ships outside on the docks that you can walk around on and look at anyway. Beautiful place to come sit down and just be by the water.
And there's a little cafe around here, and kiddies playground. If you want to like have a coffee, I think it was $2 for a coffee and like, I don't know, $5 for a burger or something. There we have the James Bond villain there. We come round and there's the old prison, and in the distance is the Lynn Hall, the Soviet-built city hall. Kind of looks like a bit of a hobbit's lair from here, but yeah, we'll get closer soon.
Very interesting. See the prison, Paterai prison it's called. It was built in as like a sea defensive battery, and it was a barracks as well for the soldiers, but turned into a prison in 1920 when Estonia had independence, and then the Nazis and the Soviets used it for repression. People were executed in there all the way up to 1991, but got a dark history of that place. I'll have a closer look. Patarei prison certainly look very derelict. It's been made into a museum, but I'm not quite sure how they've managed to do that. I think they've just tarted up a few cells and that's it.
So you can see the broken windows up there, guardhouse in the distance. Imagine being in one of those cells. This This is kind of eerie actually, walking around the prison. You can see areas that have been bricked up. Not too sure exactly when it was closed. Lee thinks maybe 2004, but the last execution was here in 1991. Apparently there's a bar behind there. Go through the door and down through that way. We walked around from the prison to what is marked on Maps.me as a beach. It's not quite the beach I think Lee had in mind for his paddle. So we're heading now to the Linnahall. Very interesting en route. So now we've arrived at the Linnahall. Lynn Hall, I'm not too sure. This was built for the 1980 Moscow Olympics because the sailing events were held in Tallinn. So we're going to make our way up the stairs, still functioning, a little bit overgrown shall we say, to see the magnificent aspect of this like brutalist architecture that's been left sort of to its own devices since it was closed in 2009. Apparently the government and the city council aren't quite sure what to do with it. Thinking about making it a convention centre, but it's a lot of building, takes up a lot of space. And there's a stairwell leading down to what could have been the concert hall underneath. I'm not too sure. You can sort of see the doors there, and that's all been overgrown.
It's a monstrosity, isn't it? It's huge. It's hard to kind of get it all into one shot, really, so to just grasp the vastness of it all, but they use a lot of concrete in this place.
This is the fourth and final set of steps. When we come up, there's a lovely view of the sea. Set of stairs down, and
there's a little beach down there. That is at the corner of my eye, and it does actually look reasonable. Might even go for a little paddle.
This is a million miles from the prettiness of the old town. We're still in Tallinn.
A lot of decay. Reminds me a bit of Tirana, Albania. There's some places there that would kind of fallen into disrepair, and a lot of concrete and a lot of graffiti. Yeah, could have so much potential really, couldn't it?
Definitely.
Need a bit of money though.
This is Lee's impression of Rodin's The Thinker in the slightly green waters of the Baltic Sea.
Good.
Ah.
We're going to see some contemporary art now, aren't we, Mandy?
I think Lee might see it, and I might sit outside and read my ebook. So we just had a big walk around because we thought this is the place we wanted to go to, the Kulturi Cartel, but it's not. We're back at the great big UN tower, and it turns out Lee wanted to go and see the Contemporary Art Museum of Estonia, and it was the building where I saw the heads.
We stood right underneath the sign and we didn't see it.
Well, I was too busy looking at the giant heads. I don't know what you're looking at.
Cement bags is an
installation.
Installation?
Potentially. Nice. We're worth like $1 million.
They won't let us in, so we'll just look at that instead.
Yeah, because, oh, Lee's devoed. There's a lock on the door. Keep an eye out for these signs in the old town. Bit of renovation work needed, I think. Or restoration even. We decided to go for different drinks today. Lee's got a 2-litre plastic bottle of Taurus beer.
I'm all class.
All class. And I decided to get like 3 different drinks, and one of them is Hoggies Rhubarb Bliss Cider. I mean, the rhubarb is only a flavouring, it's not actually,
Is
made
it
of rhubarb.
Estonian?
Yeah, it's made in Tartu.
Tartu,
In
okay,
Estonia,
yeah.
and-
Student town. Must be good. Sweet?
I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought it was going to be like incredibly sweet, incredibly, you know, lots of flavour, but no, it's just quite a nice, simple, plain drink. One of those ones that you could drink loads of, like far too many on a sunny afternoon.
It's 4.5%, so
Yes.
that's okay.
It is, yeah, it's quite good. It's quite mild, but I love the can. And it was only €1.09. I think it was €1.09 on special with a 10-cent deposit.
This is Mandy's because I'm on the big bottle, and it's an Alexander, and she loved the fact that it's upside down. So be careful which way you put it up when you open it. It's unfiltered. It's 5%, and it's nice and
Lovely colour.
it's a amber. Do you reckon? It's an amber ale.
Yes.
It's got a really good, it's like a craft beer flavour, you know, it's full of body and hoppy and really delicious. And it's a pint can for €1.09.
Yes.
So I think we might go and get a couple more of these.
Definitely. I think I'm sure it's on special because of the mistake with the label. Because if you look at
that
it,
won't bother us too much.
like there's the top. I have never seen that before.
So I'm drinking Taurus, the bottles in the room. It's what the Deros drink, I think. You know, it's like, it's a 2 litre bottle and it's €3.68. And this, the really good craft beer Alexander, it works out cheaper than the crappy, it's 6%, so it'll hit the spot, no problem. But much better drink any day. Alexander, that is the one to go for in the shops.